Okay, we're going to make the chocolate cherry bread pudding. So the first thing you need to do is dice up your bread, and you want them in nice small to medium dice, nothing bigger than that, okay? Make sure everything's all ready to go for your bread. And then you want to have everything else measured out. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to bring the cream and half of our sugar to a boil. I'm going to put all my cream in. And you can just eyeball it, but add about half of the sugar, okay? So we want to bring that to a boil. In the meantime, we want to mix our sugar with the rest of the eggs. So the rest of the sugar with your eggs. And you just want to stir that together. You don't want to stir the sugar and eggs too soon. So only when you're going to use them do you want to mix them together. If you mix it too soon, the sugar has a habit of pulling the moisture out of the eggs, and you'll have little hard bits of egg. Just want to get that all mixed. You can use a spatula or a whisk. There we go. Just going to turn my cream up till it comes to a boil. You want to make sure it comes to a good boil. So once it starts growing up the sides of the pot, keep an eye on it. And then what you want to do is you want to temper it into your eggs, okay? So stirring your eggs a little bit, you want to pour the cream in slowly at first, just so you don't cook those eggs. So give a good stir, get it mixed around. And once your cream's about halfway in, you can pour faster because you can't cook anything. Okay, I'm going to add that. So you just want to give this a really good stir. And if you're worried that you did cook any of your eggs, you just want to give it a quick strain. But I can see that I don't have any lumps or bumps or anything in mine. So for the chocolate cherry bread pudding, what we're going to do is we're going to add the chocolate to the bowl. And we're just going to let that sit for about 5 minutes. Okay, once we've had a chance to let the chocolate sit in the hot cream, we're just going to give it a quick stir, and we're going to stir it in little circles, just starting in the middle. Stir it around just until it's all combined. You want to minimize the look of the chocolate chips, but you might not be able to get it to go all the way. Okay, so now our custard's ready to pour over the bread. And we're going to pour it over the bread in the bowl here, and we're going to let it soak for about 10 minutes before we put it in the pan. So I'm just going to give it a real gentle toss. And in the next 10 minutes, I'll probably do this twice more. Give it a little bit of a turn just to make sure that those dry pieces are getting all of that lovely custard to soak up. Okay, so we'll be back in 10 minutes. Okay, 10 minutes have passed. You can see that our bread has soaked up almost all of the custard. It'll depend on how dry your bread is to how much it soaks up, but this is fine. The last thing I need to do is stir in my chopped cherries. So I had the frozen cherries and I just chopped them up. I'm just going to throw them in and sprinkle them through. You'll notice that I'm not stirring really vigorously because I don't want to break up all of the bread cubes. I want little pieces of bread to be left. So the last thing I need to do is portion it out. So I've got my tray lined with paper and it's sprayed. And it should be about 500 grams per tray. So I'm going to start with that and see where we're at. So in my case, it looks like I was about 540 grams each. Okay, so then what we're going to do, just want to fill up the corners a little bit, level it out, make sure it's even. And then we're going to pop that in the oven. So that's the chocolate cherry bread pudding.